So we have a very serious situation right now. There was just a mass shooting at a Mormon church in Grand Blanc, Michigan. There's still details coming in this video. I'm going to try to update you as much as everything is out right now. I'm sure more information will come out after this video is posted too. Really sad day where people just went to church and it caught fire. The whole thing is pretty much burnt down. As of right now, one is dead and nine are in serious condition in the hospital. So I'm going to cut straight to the chief of police, pretty much briefing everyone on this. This is about an hour before I recorded this, so I'm just going to jump right into this.
Hi, I'm Grand Blanc Township Police Chief William Rennie. That's Renye. Here to give you some preliminary details on an incident that happened earlier today at 10:25 a.m. within Grand Blanc Township. First off, I'd like to say our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of this incident, which is completely unnecessary and avoidable. The incident that we're going to talk about here today, as I said, was happened at 10:25 a.m. at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is located at 4285 McCandless Road. During this incident, what we know right now is that a 40-year-old suspect from Burton, he's a male, he drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church. He then exited his vehicle, firing several rounds at individuals within the church. 10 gunshot victims have been transported to local hospitals at this time, including one who has been deceased. Officers who were trained immediately responded to the area. One was a DNR officer, and then one was a Grand Blanc Township officer, where they met the suspect and they engaged in gunfire with that particular individual, neutralizing that suspect, and that suspect is no longer with us. As I said, it is a 40-year-old male from Burton. During all this incident as well, there was a fire that occurred, and we believe that was deliberately set by the suspect. We do believe that we will find additional victims once we have that scene secure. That fire was just extinguished by the Grand Blanc Township Fire Department within the past hour. So where we go from here is we have investigators. We're going to do search warrants on the suspect's residence. We're going to find out if there was a motive. We're going to go through cell phone records, things like that. We have the FBI, they're devoting 100 agents to this area, because as you can imagine, there's a lot of witnesses that were within the church, and that is a lot of witness information, statements that we have to obtain. So I'd like to thank all the agencies who responded, the City of Grand Blanc, Genesee County, Oakland County Sheriff's Office, Flint Township Police Department, the DNR, the State Police, and the ATF. I will provide additional information for you at 5 p.m., but I am willing to take any questions that you have that I could possibly answer right now.
Chief, can you talk?
So, as he said, it was a 40-year-old male, and I guess for them to know that, they would have to know the identity of the person. Like, you're not just going to look at someone and be like, they didn't say he seems like a 40-year-old male, he seems like he might be that age. They said 40-year-old male. So they know the ID of this person. They're just not, I guess, releasing it to the public yet. Maybe they want to look into it more themselves before they, alert someone. Maybe they're afraid someone's going to like hide information if they're like connected to it. One thing I do think is strange is, as of right now, they think it was just a singular person that did the shooting, drove into the church, and then also set fire to the building. That seems kind of odd to me. So I'm going to show you kind of what's going on. So this is CNN saying at least one person dead, 9 injured after a Michigan shooting and fire. Authorities believe additional victims may have been found. So one thing too is it's not just from the shooting. So there's belief that wherever the fire started, people could have been trapped back there. So there could be more victims coming out later on. You can see in this footage here, This is just absolutely insane. This drone footage someone caught. The whole church is just set ablaze. This is just absolutely devastating. People go to worship God and they get attacked for it. And then there's more footage here. You see the smoke. This is from way down the street. And then this is just a photo of the fire. Now, what people have been saying that this is the person that drove into the church. This is his truck, I guess. The thing I find kind of strange is that they said he drove into the front doors of the church. This doesn't look like the front. I don't see any doors at all. This doesn't look like the front door of the church. They didn't say anything about him driving away and then running in. They just said he drove in and started shooting. So I don't know if this is the same incident or maybe this is somewhere else. It seems kind of odd. I don't know if this is the real guy who did. I mean, it could be for all we know, but it just, to me, it seems like a little odd that this was. It is not making sense. What I'm trying to say. They're saying that an IED has been pulled from the truck. So IED is like an explosive. So that could have gone off at any time if they didn't find it, which is good. Now, I want to go back to what I was saying about this fire. So this is a really big fire to start. They had to have started from somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know the layout of the church or anything. Maybe more details come out about that. But he either had to start that before, obviously, he went and started shooting. Maybe he shot something that triggered a fire. To me, my personal opinion right now is with all these details, I feel like there was another person involved that hasn't been released yet, or maybe maybe they're telling the public they think it's only one person, so the other person doesn't believe they're being looked for. Maybe they're gonna try to be more casual. Maybe they have someone else in mind. It could be trying to trick the person, but I feel like there had to be more than one person involved in this. Like a fire of this magnitude. And this dude was able to do this and then also shoot up the church, drive through the building, shoot 10 people, killing one at least. It's just a really absolutely sad day. So President Trump has responded to this, saying, I have been briefed on the horrendous shooting that took place at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, Michigan. The FBI was immediately on scene and will be leading the federal investigation and providing full support to the state and local officials. The suspect is dead, but there is still a lot to learn. This appears to be yet another targeted attack on Christians in the United States of America. The Trump administration will keep the public posted, as we always do. In the meantime, pray for the victims and their families. This epidemic of violence in our country must end immediately. So, obviously, this was a targeted attack. Like, you don't just go to a random, you pick that church for a reason. You decide to set that church on fire for a reason. You decide to drive to the front doors for a reason and start shooting everyone in. Now, we have no idea why. We don't know anything about this dude because they won't release the name. They say 40-year-old male. It could be a religious thing. Maybe they are a different religion, like a Muslim or something, because they didn't release the race. Maybe it's like an Islamic attack. It could be a former member of the church that had some issues with people involved, and then he decided to take it out on them. Or maybe it's just some mentally insane person that lost their mind and maybe just wanted attention and try to think of a way to do that. We just had an incident yesterday in North Carolina where a former Army vet who was suffering from schizophrenia, at least this is what the story is so far, lit up a restaurant or something while he was on a boat. Obviously not in his right mind. I believe he was captured, or they at least released his name. So this guy, I mean, they killed him, so we're not going to get any interrogation out of him. We have to hope that people, once his name's released and stuff, family members can talk about him, or maybe he has some kind of online footprint that can explain like what would motivate him to do this. Because you have to be some level of demonic to shoot up a church. I don't care who you are. Like, if you're willing to go that far to shoot up a church while people are worshiping and people are praying, like, that's demonic. You are a demon if you think that's okay to do. if you think you're helping the world in some way, shape, or form to do that, you're a demon. And that's just, that's all the information there is right now. I might come out of the video later with more information. I think they're supposed to have another press conference at 5 o'clock. So we'll see what happens. This is just a really sad day that these people had to go through. Church is supposed to be a safe setting, and unfortunately it was not today. And this world, we need God more than ever before. With all these crazy events that have been happening the past few weeks and everything, like, the world needs God more than ever. And I will be praying for all these people to pull through and survive. The 9 people that are in the hospital right now, hopefully they find more people survive the fires, and hopefully no more people lose their lives. But it's just a really sad day in America right now. Let me know in the comments if you guys heard any updates or anything about this. And I'm just gonna end it like that. Catch you next time.